I'll leave them in my machines for a bit.
You'll leave them in there for a bit?
Yes, I can only hope it will give more results eventually.
Well, in the meantime, while we wait, tell me about yourself, since I'll be in here with you for a while.
My name is Dr. Alexander Foster. I've been down here most of my time testing just things. Experiments mainly of redstone and others.
I see.
I also own a cafe, which I spend my day working in. What
Mm.
about you?
uh, I'll summarize it as best I can. I moved here. I was living on my own for a while. I moved here from, well, really nowhere. Because Virgil needed supplies for Snowdrop. I stopped by and I really liked the town. I've always preferred living in the cold. And so I came here and I've been working on building a library. I'm pretty passionate about writing, and I've spent a lot of time working on researching dead languages and history in different parts of the world. But I like to travel, but for now I'm pretty stationary. I usually end up being stationary when I find a conflict, and well, one just arose, so I don't really see myself leaving anytime soon. Um, but today I went to go drop some stuff off for Virgil. Virgil was missing. Went to go find Fee. Fee was missing. Found some clues. Went with a fellow named Turtle all the way down to the catacombs. Went through a crazy maze. It's been an eventful day. Um, and I found Fee, and then we brought Fee back. We took care of him, and then Hollow Rock came around. And sorry, I'm just giving you the summary of my day. Hollow Rock came around, dropped off Virgil's uh body, and then they came later and informed us that they had performed an autopsy on Virgil without speaking to us at Snowdrop first, of course. And that's kind of where we're at now. But it would seem that we're like, especially if they targeted two of our founders. I don't know who this cult is, but it feels like a targeted attack. So I really want to be cautious with it. Um, I'm kind of his right hand man right now as he's improving his condition and getting better. But that's what I'm hoping this will do. I'm hoping this will improve his condition and show maybe that the antidote is a cure for Skulk. I don't know what the cult is trying to cure, but they're definitely on some kind of track. And I don't think I told you my name actually. I'm Acolyte.
Nice to meet you, Acolyte.
Yeah, I have a tendency to go on. I have a lot to say.
It sounds like that is a lot.
Yeah.
You say you're interested in writing and research. Would you care to read my small studies I've made?
Yeah, of course. I would love
Just
to. We're all have written down a few questions I'm trying to ask. Page, what's your experience living been like? Have you noticed anything abnormal? What is your name? What are the people you've met been like? What do you know about the history? How have you been affected? How have you affected the environment? Where are you originally from? Oh, this is nice. I like this a lot. We could do this to pass the time.
Oh, really? That sounds great.
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
Right. First question. What is your name?
Acolyte. Acolyte.
Question 2. What do you know about the history of RSMP, this realm we live in?
Um, a lot of what I know has kind of spanned further than what I've learned recently. I'm aware that there was recently a banishment. From it was a detective. I don't really know too much about it. I know a bit about the history of the town here in Snowdrop, but that's mainly just because of Virgil, and the town is very new and very fresh. I'm still learning about a lot of this stuff in the immediate area. I'm from really, really far away, so
See. Question 3. What's your experience living been like?
it's been good. Um, I have just been doing a lot of work nonstop, building, mining, getting materials. Um, I recently started practicing fighting again, so that's been nice. Especially considering the recent threats, I think that everybody should probably start getting into that if they so desire. That's about all I've been doing. It's been good.
Question 4. How have you affected the environment?
Um, Back where my house was before I came here, I had built like a farm, and I had mined, so pretty standard, not really harming the environment. Uh Here I've taken down a lot of trees, and overall I think when it comes to the environment, in a sense of like the people around us, I think I've been doing well. I've done my best to offer my aid to anybody who needs it. And I'm working on a library, so I think that's probably going to be good for the environment.
I'm sure people would love the library. I haven't seen many around here, so
I
I think
think
I
more
would visit
people should
sometime.
read.
Question 5. Have you noticed anything abnormal?
Abnormal. Well, the cult thing's a start. Otherwise, no. I've seen a lot of crazy and abnormal things in my lifetime, so not too much surprises me anymore. There hasn't been a lot of conflict, but I feel like it's often wherever I go, conflict follows. So it was bound to sprout up eventually. So yeah, I would say the weirdest thing I've seen is the cult, mainly just because I can't wrap my head around the science behind uh, what's wrong with the antidote or what's right with the antidote that they're working on.
That- I understand. Question 6. What have the people you've met been like?
Really nice. Virgil was always really helpful with everybody in the town. Very sweet. It's definitely gonna be a big strain on Snowdrop now that they're gone. Um, Fee, really upsetting to see Fee in such a state, especially because normally he's a bit more energetic. But everybody's been really nice and helpful. And everybody's very neighborly, very close to each other, and that's nice. That's refreshing. There are a lot of towns out there that are not like that, where every neighbor hates each other and is like one mishap away from somebody blowing up something.
See.
It's warm. Despite the town being so cold, it's very warm.
Question 7. Where are you originally from?
That's a really loaded question. I am from very, 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 very far away. I'm sure the towns that I originally resided in my childhood are long gone and ash on the earth, or, you know, have vines growing down, cobwebs, the earth has taken it back. I'm from a town that was called Old Town. That's what they called it. I grew up there for the most part. It's some family there. The reason I left was because there was a small war that broke out due to unforeseen circumstances. And that's kind of where I grew up. I grew up in that town, and then I grew up in a kingdom separate. And from there, after the war, I just went on my own for the rest of my life. And I
See,
would say that probably affected me. Just in a sense of now I am always on this alert of expecting some kind of like war or conflict to break out. Always prepared.
I heard in the past there have been multiple wars.
Yeah, I've heard of a couple. I feel like I've been fortunate enough to avoid them, I guess. Near misses, but I get bored and sometimes I miss having something to fight for.
I think I understand what you mean. I think we should check on the.
I agree. I agree we should.
Well, there is definitely not antidote in his blood. It is definitely more similar to poison than anything I've seen.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Let's ignore the fact that I jumped. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it?
Doesn't. Do you think they had tested a cure on him before and poisoned him because it didn't work?
I can't imagine they would. The people they had in there, I'm pretty sure they prioritized their life because one less person in that crypt meant one less experiment, and they
True,
seemed
but
really desperate. Can I take a
how many
look?
people? You can. Do you know how many people they had down there?
I couldn't give you an exact number, but if I had to gauge it, maybe five, six, maybe more. I'd have to ask Fee.
See,
Um, I see the very clear separation. I see what you're talking about. It does look more like a poison, but
something I something I did notice from the vial though was seems it wasn't affecting Fee's blood, more of the skulk in it.
I think you mention it. I do see that. Is cause Fee, the skulk is a parasitic disease, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it would make sense for it to possibly latch onto and poison the parasite rather than Fee himself. I think that would make sense, wouldn't it?
True, but in that sense, it would be poisoning them both.
Maybe there's some kind of chemical or um there's got to be maybe something in the poison that causes it to prioritize the skulk over it. Like maybe I'm not saying it is, but maybe some kind of bacteria where see, I'm not a biologist, but some kind of thing where it prioritizes the skulk because maybe it's a better food or something that the poison latches onto more because it provides it more energy. That'd be like ATP
True.
or something.
Yes, I think I understand.
It doesn't make much sense. You could also just take it up to him being extremely lucky
True. I think
because they also said that Virgil was sick, so it could just be luck. But nobody knew that Virgil was sick. And I don't know how much I trust the people from Hollow Rock right now, so they could be wrong, but I'm just taking what they say with a grain of salt.
Have they told you anything about the autopsy they did? Even if you hadn't believed them.
Um, Not too much. They said that she had died more of shock than anything. If I remember correctly, they also said that she was sick. She had markings on her body and her arm. Uh, but I don't remember. I don't believe they said anything specifically about it being skulk, but they just said that she was sick and she had markings from her sickness. But the markings on my hands are not sick, by the way. I'm not sick. Just so you know. Sorry?
It's a very strange ordeal.
It is really strange, but um hmm, well, I mean, if it's attacking, I think, but the skulk grows, doesn't it? It grows as it consumes, and it consumes the host.
Yes, it indeed does. And if the host was poisoned, it would have poisoned the skulk eating the host.
Yeah. Um, he did say he felt lighter, and the disease on him felt better. Um, so maybe that's what it is. But in that case, I question if giving him more of this poison antidote ordeal would heal him faster, or if too much would be bad for him and just kill him completely. But in
I
that
don't
case,
think
then
giving
maybe if we can figure out what they were using, we could moderate it and give him micro doses and test from there.
in that case, we would probably need somebody's blood who wasn't infected and see how the poison affects that first before we test it on Fee's blood, like a control group and then a group of Fee's blood.
We could,
That makes sense.
yeah. I would say I can't really offer up myself because I'm not a valid control group. I have a different biological makeup than most people. We'll just put it that way. So I don't think I would be a very good variable, but would you be willing to maybe try that?
I would if you have a bottle I could use.
I do have a bottle actually. Very coincidental. Normally I don't carry them on me, but I had them from earlier when I was drawing his blood. I didn't want to drain too much because he was already really weak. It's absolutely filled with blood. I can see it in your hand. It's
Nope.
filled
My
with
blood
red
is
blood.
in here. I'm going to see the difference.
But the question is, are you able to separate the poison in that bottle and use it? Or
You have a second dose, correct?
I have this, but I don't have an exact dose of the poison. I just have his blood.
May I have the other one, possibly?
Yeah.
I think I can separate it.
It appears to be non-polar. I noticed that especially the skull separates from the blood, but not entirely, and I think that's what gives it that weird color.
I see. This is a mix of the poison and Fee's blood, which I could get out and mine, if you
Okay.
want to take a look.
So this is a mix of
It
the
is,
poison and your blood?
yes. And I also have one of my blood in the skulk. Because I separated it, I might as well have done something with the other part.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's not separating like fees, it's a little different. Um, it's really discolored.
The,
I think it just
that's
mixed.
because I think the poison is taking some of the blood, though.
Yeah.
Here's the skulk part. If you wish, you can mix them together after you're done looking at the skulk part. See if anything happens.
Um, yeah, I guess we could mix them. I was a little worried about using his blood too much, but I mean, I'm sure he's got plenty. But we can mix them.
I
Pop.
think we should keep what we have, though. If we take any more, it could be dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Which is why you never take too much.
Um. Well, if I mix it, even drop by drop, it gives about the same reaction. Um, it attacks the skulk primarily. That's not to say it still doesn't mix with your blood a little bit, but it is primarily attacking the skulk.
True. I think if he takes I'm not sure, but if we can identify the poison, which should be somewhat easy, but also hard. I think if we can do that, we can probably give him small doses and see if that helps. I can't confirm that it will, but it's a good guess.
It's a good start. We would have to microdose though, for sure.
Yes. Very small doses, no more than like, say, a teaspoon.
Yeah, and I'd have to talk to
Poison
him
is
about it too,
very
because
dangerous.
it's dangerous on its own, and I think the last thing that Snowdrop needs right now is another leader in the ground. So we'll have
All
to
right.
discuss
Do you
that
have
with.
an empty bottle, perhaps?
I have many empty bottles actually. I have like 6 now.
Thank you. Do you have a second one?
Yeah, I have now 5.
I'm going to see if I can separate. I put it in where it should, in a few minutes, separate Fee's blood and the poison, and we can try to tell which type of poison. If you care, I have a library of books with that kind of thing. I have been researching Skulk for a bit after I found out of its existence.
Hmm.
It's. Hmm, I don't think it's anything I've seen before, but I. My father was very sick when I was young, so I've been interested in illness ever since.
My brother was very sick, so I understand.
Grabbed a book. Well, it should take a few more minutes if you just want to sit and talk for a bit.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I would you like to see? Would I share with you some of the other studies I've learned?
Absolutely. Um, have you ever heard of? I'm just wondering if it's present in this section of the world. Have you ever heard of a disease called blight? I would understand if not. I just am curious.
Light. It sounds familiar, but I'm not quite sure.
It was a long time ago, so there very well could be a cure now. But
Yes,
get your
I've been around for
vaccines.
quite.
Sorry.
I've been around for quite a bit. I I live in. I don't necessarily live in Snowdrop most of the time. I live in this other realm called Darktown primarily. I only come back every like a few weeks at a time.
Darktown? I'm sorry, I've never heard of it.
Most people who go rarely come back.
Oh,
I've been allowed to for my studies, though.
allowed?
It's a very complicated place.
Sounds like it. I take it I probably shouldn't visit.
No, you really shouldn't. You probably wouldn't be able to leave,
Feel like that makes it more
only for a few
tempting.
days at a time. Yes, I went because I thought it wouldn't be as bad, and it isn't. I come back every once in a while to do my studies here. I have a lab up there too, so I can practice no matter what.
I see. Well, I'll avoid it for now because I've got business to attend to here that I would hate to miss, but it does pique my interest. So,
You would have to talk to her about it, though.
her?
Oh, it looks like the stuff is done. Looks like I don't come up with a name quickly. I don't know what to call it.
Oh, call what?
Poison. I don't know what to call it.
The poison?
Yeah, I don't know what to call it. I'm not good with
We've just been
names.
calling it the poison antidote because it's not really poison, but it's not really an antidote either. It's killing most people, but it seems to be doing well for Fee, so. V4.
The poison in it looks like
It's. What is it doing? Hello? Hello?
okay. Okay, out of character for a second. I'm really bad at naming things, and I would be like, the name of the poison in this is blank, but I don't know what to call it. I'm not
The
good with
name of the
names.
poison in this is deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA.
I'm not calling it that.
Call the poison Cusco.
The
Just
poison for
stop.
Cusco.
Okay, fine. Okay. This poison looks like.
I think Atlas might have a name for it actually.
Put it in chat, please. V4.
I think it's V4.
It looks like
Oh,
V4.
no,
Take
it's
a look.
not. It's not V4. Oh. Oh. Maybe it is V4. It's not V4.
Sure, it.
We're gonna call it V4.
We're gonna call it V4. This poison looks like V4 here.
Oh.
That's the thing. It's in the book. It's here. I'm showing you the book.
Okay.
The structure
Interesting.
is the same. It's kind of hard to make out though. With it didn't filter well.
Well, if we have some research on it and an understanding, better than nothing, because I was under the impression that what the people in the crypt had done was mix a bunch of chemicals and hope for the best. Didn't seem very
So
well kept down there.
the thing is, the poison is a very rare poison. It's very hard to get your hands on. I'm not sure how they got their hands on it at that point.
Do you know where it originates from? Like a specific organism or chemical bond? Like I don't know. I don't know science. I'm just listing things.
It comes from a type of gas. Wait, no.
I'm sure they just got it off the black market. That's what the voices in my head are telling
Probably.
me.
They probably got it from an illegal source. I
Yeah.
have no doubt they've been doing illegal things, so wouldn't surprise me.
Do you know anything about
It's very hard.
doppelgangers at all, actually? It just came to mind.
Strange question, but yes, I do.
Okay.
They copy the original person's DNA and appearance, but it's not exactly the same. Personality is very different most of the time, unless they've been watching for a while.
That was so ominous. Okay. um. Well. Okay. That I did the scientific explanation. Gotcha. Well. I'm
I've
okay.
studied a lot of things.
I'm really tempted to like go after the cult, but I know Hollow Rock is probably doing the same thing, and it's probably not a good idea. But I would love to go after them because I can't see us finding any more information from these vials than we already have without being able to track them down. But I
To
don't.
do that, you would have to go back to the facility where you had found them originally. We would
Yeah,
have to take a look and probably steal some things, but I have no doubt that the cult is probably still there.
I don't believe it. They're probably long gone. I don't know what Hollow Rock did when they got there, but none of them were there when we got there, and it didn't look pretty. So
It's it would be a bit dangerous to go back. You don't know what could be in the air, but I think if you had a mask or just something protective, face covering, I think you could.
I think I'll be okay on the face covering. I'm not too concerned about weird gases or things that might kill me. I'm more concerned about just finding people. Because I think I have just a concern that, I don't know, I guess Volk is infectious by direct contact. I should have put on gloves. Okay,
I kind of I always have gloves on because it's in my character model. Breaking the fourth wall.
I will wash my hands later.
I don't have a sink in here.
Fine. I do have gold on my hands, but that's not necessarily gloves. I'll be fine. Truly, I doubt that the skulk will infect my physical form. Uh,
You
if
still ought to
anything,
be careful.
you're right. I still ought to be careful for the best. It's not like I'm touching the skulk directly. Just when I'm around Fee, obviously, when I was uh grabbing samples of his blood, but that's besides the point. Um, he, it's more so we have a great amount of information now, and I'm sure there's a chance that you might be able to find more. I just feel like for now we've reached some kind of dead end.
I agree. The only way forward to go is probably exploring that area, but it's still very dangerous and it would take time to prepare.
I'm always prepared, actually. I said that earlier,
I'm not.
but I think, well, you should learn. But this could serve as a good bunker, I think. If anything, I know that Hollow Rock probably could possibly have more information. Um, I've never personally gone there, but if I talk to Fee about it and I go on my way, I'm sure I could bring back some more information. The Snowdrop and Hollow Rock agreed that we would share information on this, so I'm hoping that stays true and they don't keep things hidden.
I see. You would probably have to be the one to talk to Hollow Rock, though. I will go on that. I will go to the cultist place with you eventually.
Um, I will keep that in mind then. If I end up going back, of course. They might have already raided the place, and I doubt, knowing groups like that, they're probably not going to go back. They're probably going to set up camp somewhere else and do the exact same thing. I just think it was weird how it was two founders of our town, and it feels like a coordinated attack, which is the thing that I'm most concerned about.
Do you know anyone who would be, like, who would attack your town, specifically?
No, like I said earlier, I'm fairly new here. I don't know of any enemies of Snowdrop. We're pretty peaceful. We're none of the towns I've asked around, none of the towns or the kingdoms, I mean, seem to have any direct conflicts with each other. This might just be an outside thing. They do seem to be associated with the Water Kingdom, but not saying all of Water Kingdom is associated with that.
Very strange.
It is.
This ordeal overall.
But I'm sure we'll figure something out. Until
I think we
then,
will. Now,
I'll leave you with the supplies.
thank you. Now that we know at least something, it should probably help us get more in the future.
Yeah, and I'll talk to Fee at a later date and try to get more information, maybe, if he's feeling better. Not really too sure what all he remembers, but maybe some more details would be good. Jog his memory a bit.
I'll continue trying to work with the samples you've given me.
Sounds good.
Probably with the poison and Skulk. I've done my own research on Skulk too, so it should probably help.
I gotcha. Then it was a pleasure working with you, and if you need anything, my home is the it's a bit across the ice. I know the news post is blocking it right now, but it's the home with a tower connected to it. So if you need anything, I'll be there. Or you can leave me a letter in my mailbox.
See, if you wish to visit the lab again, here's a key.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, then, in that case, I will be on my merry way. Thank you so much, Dr. Science. What's your name?
Foster. Dr.
Foster.
Foster.
Dr. Foster. I got you. All right. Well, thank you so much. I will be on my way.
I see.
All right.
Thank you for coming to me. I find this very fascinating.
Yeah, I appreciate all your help, and I agree. It's very fascinating. I've done a little bit of science work on the side of somebody I knew years and years and years ago, but he didn't let me touch anything. We'll just put it that way, so I didn't get too much out of it.
Well, I'm always happy to help. I enjoy researching things, strangely enough.
I don't think that's strange at all. I
Thank
think
you.
that our world and all of the others are full of mysteries. And I think we should spend a lot of our time trying to uncover it. But there are certain mysteries that are just not meant to be uncovered, of course. Regardless, I do think
I
it's
agree.
good. All right. Well, thank you again, and I will see you around, Dr. Foster. I will let you know if I need anything, and you let me know if you need anything or you have any breakthroughs.
All right. See you around, Acolyte.
See you around. That was the bit. The bit's over.
That was
Yay!
fun.
That was fun.
Oh my god. That was fun. And I don't think I failed tremendously
No,
at
you absolutely
talking.
did not. That was fun. I I was throwing around terms I've learned in like my biology classes, and I'm taking microbiology right now, so I'm like, ah,